It was her. The owl. I. She was.
I know she was testing.
Yeah, she passed 94.
Oh, yay!
All right, I still have to get my phone. So this is up like this. Now I just need to get it on the screen, right?
So yes, you need to split or share your screen. So take the Zoom window there.
Here.
Yep, and slide it. This way. See, it's on there.
Isn't
So
it-
think, although it'll probably be easy enough for you to do because this will be your one you're working on. So that's perfect. Now, if you want, I would increase it.
How do I find it? Oh,
You slide this way off your screen.
that's right. Here I did it.
Maybe you should sit in the front there so that you're sitting so that it feels more natural.
Oh, no, I'll be fine, because you need to.
And then not over. You okay? That actually works. So that's a little different on that, but that works. That look too
Is
bad.
that okay?
That don't look too bad.
Oh, where are the people?
So you haven't admitted anyone yet?
No, I thought I'd been on a headache. But where did they go?
Hit participants.
Isn't it twice?
All right, so exit full screen by hitting escape or whatever the option is. Yep, you exit full screen. When I said to make it larger, oh, you need your gallery view there. Hit the view and hit gallery view. Gallery. Oh no, everybody's in the waiting room. You haven't admitted anybody yet.
Sorry for laughing.
Since you're up on the screen, I don't have to bring mine up, do I?
No, you can focus on what you need to do.
Did you happen to think this twice or no?
No, but I'm gonna go copy it real quick for you.
Oh, no, you don't need to. I'll bring it up on the screen. If I need to snag it, I'll snag it. I didn't realize it was so long.
Oh, here we go. So everybody's gonna pour in. Here they go. Here's 30 seconds. Like, not bad.
April, Tora. Hello, everybody.
Is the volume working?
Can everybody hear us?
Can you?
Yep, I can.
Susie
So,
said yes.
okay. And we sound okay? We sound fine to you guys? No
Yeah.
echo or anything? Okay.
Oh, Kristen gave us a thumbs up. We're
Oh, good. I'm moving this just slightly onto the center.
Well, the center is too bumpy, that's why. It wasn't
Oh,
on
I'm sorry.
But
All right,
you
I'm moving it back.
one side or the other. way.
Okay. Never mind. Give me 1 second to bring up my document so I can see it.
Oh, I have it here.
I don't know if we need to share it yet.
But at some point, will
We
you
may
have to share? Or it goes the other way, right?
All right.
I have it right here if you want me to share.
While we're waiting, Honey Bear went to the
Okay,
doggy spot
everybody.
today and he wants you
Oh,
to.
I can't hear you, Cheryl. I'm not sure our microphone is working, so hang on.
Now the owl.
Yeah, so go up on here, up on your Zoom, so to the right, and down toward the bottom when you have your, yeah, right, click on, yep. So go over to speaker, right there, click that, and then choose the meeting owl pro. Oh, that's there. Do we have to turn, is it on mute?
And maybe it's turned all the way down. Remember we had the trouble with.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. Can someone say something to us?
Hi,
Okay.
it's Cheryl and Honey Bear here.
Show us Honey Bear, Cheryl.
Well, he went to the doggy spa today, so he wants everybody to see how beautiful he is.
He's beautiful
You want to
and very white.
He's mostly white.
Yes.
Looks like it.
How is
Especially
everybody
after a
doing?
bath.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 6 of us. That's a quorum.
So we're missing Melody?
And Mary Jo.
Yeah, do we hear anything from them if they're not?
I have my email up. I'm gonna take a quick peek.
Let me just grab my phone so I can call them.
Okay.
All right, we can start.
I think so. I'm doing a quick thing. Nope.
Yeah, we have a quorum, we can start.
Yep. So why don't we start? Give me 1 second. I'll make sure I bring up the agenda so we follow it as well. SG, where we are Thursday already this week. Okay. All right. So let's call ourselves to order at 5:49 and review the agenda, which is pretty much to review our report to the select board. We have minutes and public comment as well. So why don't we start with the review of minutes from the last time we were together, which was
March 24th. 24th.
Okay, March 24th. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from March 24th?
So moved.
Oh,
Second.
Oh, thank you. Are there, oh, someone's coming in. Hold on 1 second. Becky's not here. Is there any edits or comments for those?
I thought they were fine. This is Cheryl.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Anybody else have any comments?
all
No.
set.
Okay. All right. All those in favor of approving the minutes on from March 24th, I'll call on everyone. Let's see, I see, I'll do Kristen first.
She's
Susie.
muted. She's frozen. Maybe
Frozen.
muted and frozen. She's not moving. Or, okay, I pass them. Aye. Mosher, aye.
Okay, Cheryl,
She's back.
Hayden, I.
Kristen, we're voting on the minutes.
Burgess, aye.
Rita,
Carol, I.
Makepeace O'Neill, I think that's all of us, correct, Susie?
Yep. The, I have minutes. There were some disputed minutes from December 9th. And in the end, Mike Vinsky said he would accept Cheryl's minutes, but I can't tell if I received them from you, Cheryl. The version that you
I'll send them again.
Okay, good.
Just
And
to
I think-
you, or does everybody want them?
Well, you can just send them to me. The meeting approved to go with that. But I
Okay.
don't think I have the ones that aren't all colored in red and edited.
Okay.
Okay, great. Then that will button up all minutes.
Okay, shall we move on and do a little moment of public comment? Does anyone here have a public comment that is visiting? Raise your hand, use the raised hand feature. Tim's coming in too. Raised hand feature. Tim. No, no public comments? I'll wait for Tim to come in. Tim, we're in the middle. Oh, connecting. Tim, we're in the middle of public comment. Did you have any public comment before we move on?
No, I don't, but thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Rachel, did you have any before you move on? No.
I'm all set for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's look at the select board report draft that was sent to everybody. I didn't get any edits back from anyone. I'm happy to take them, of course. Do we want to go through it on screen? How does the committee would like to do this?
Can I speak? Cheryl? I have to say, I thought it was very well put together. The only things that, from my point of view, the only things that we need to do are fill in a couple places where it was highlighted in yellow. Like one of the things, Kristen, one of the things was that I wasn't sure what to call the original police log that I worked from. Do you just call that a police log?
I think that's what we should call it,
Okay.
with the year attached to each one, but yeah, so 2016, if I remember, through 2021 or whatever.
All right, I
Okay.
will put that in.
And then you had at least one of the addenda highlighted. Do you need something from me?
I think it wasn't the appendix number. I highlighted it to make sure if there was any edits that was the actual appendix number it would become. That was for me when I
Okay,
was right.
so,
yeah,
but you
that was-
have so you have everything you need from me?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Any other, go ahead, Susie.
I had a couple of just grammatical ones, and so instead of going over it in the meeting, I'll just send them to you. I highlighted mine in green. I didn't change the content at all. And I too thought it was a miracle that you pulled it together as a report. The other piece is something Cheryl said at the last meeting, gave me lots to think about, that this is a trail of what we went through, a record of what we went through. So I think the report is a summary, but I wonder if the group would consider putting in, like I submitted a thing called What I Learned in My 9 months on the PSG, because it occurred to me after doing it that in some ways the history that we looked at before kind of did have people's pieces that were not in agreement. They weren't trying to be in agreement. So there was something from John DeLeva, something from Becky. I think there was something from Aaron Goldman. It wasn't meant to be one view. And so maybe my piece, which is what I learned during my 8 months, should just be in the pile of PSG stuff. And it could be identified even more so that this is one member's observations. Because I think when they ever open this up again, our report doesn't sort of cover the process that we went through, that it's okay if other people go through that process again in the future, but they might gain something from reading what we ended up, some of our observations about why this is a sort of a dynamic topic and what we ran into trying to figure it out. And I don't think that's particularly captured in the report as is.
That was also what I wanted to talk about too, Susie. You did one, Becky had given me one before. And I thought it was a great idea. Does anyone else want to add their observations in a short summary to put in that section that I had made with those two in the appendix part? I'm kind of asking the group. Go ahead, Cheryl, and then I see Mary Jo. Go ahead. And Rita.
I think it is a very good idea to have, I won't call them dissenting opinions, but just other approaches to presenting what we did. I don't have anything to say. I mean, a lot of what's there is what I wrote. So, clearly it's my opinion. But having other people's input, I think, will make it it will have more impact if other people's opinions are, or other people's input are included. I also think it would be really good if Kristen would have anything to say about the process. What was a problem for her and for the police department with the process? So that if this town goes through this again, that is on record for people to see that it causes problems.
The interview summary also will be in the. And Cheryl, going back to what you said about what you wrote, I didn't find it full of opinion. I found it nice and factual and.
I put a lot of opinion in there. I tried not to make it sound really opinionated. I've written a lot of reports in my life. I know how to do that.
You did a good job. Mary Jo and then Rita.
So I was going to say, I'd be happy to write something. I just kind of wasn't sure exactly what would be most helpful to say. Unfortunately, in part because I missed the last meeting. And I kind of wanted to get a sense, now that I'm listening to you talk, I have a little bit of a sense of what might be appropriate and helpful. Also, I just want to fill you in that Mel just recently got a new job and she's working like crazy. So she can't be with us tonight. And we've been a little bit, because of that, our household has been a little bit disrupted in the last couple of weeks. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I'd be happy to maybe put something together. I just am not sure what's needed. Or what we would do with it. That was the other thing. You know what I mean?
Mary Jo, Melody is here. Melody is here.
Becky, can you draw down your screen? Can you make that bottom part bigger because it'll pull in more people?
Are you sure that's not me?
She comes and goes. Oh, yeah, that's who it is.
It's
Yeah,
Mary Jo with Melody's name.
that's right. She signed into Zoom on my computer. And so, you know, it says that it's her, but it's actually me.
Okay. No, sorry.
Thank you, Mary Jo, for that input. Rita.
I have sort of a different take on kind of how much we add. You know, I thought the report as presented is really good and thorough, and I liked the fact that it stepped through the charge and kind of answered each one of the sections on the charge. You know, in terms of, I just don't know where people's observations belong, and I'm not sure they belong in this report to the select board. And that's just one person's opinion. You know, I also think that the minutes of our meetings are pretty detailed. And so, you know, if somebody was really wanting to, you know, have a more kind of blow by blow description of what transpired during the meetings, then they could read minutes. So I think I didn't see appendices. I sort of read the narrative and I didn't really see appendices in the report. But it's already 31 pages. I don't know. It's just kind of my take is I'm not sure personal observations of committee members belong in this report. It's fine to have it somewhere, but that's my take.
So maybe, let me offer this. Maybe there's an idea that maybe we do the select board report with the materials that we used as in our, I hadn't labeled all the appendices yet, Rita, because I wasn't sure there was more changes. So I didn't want to add them and then have to keep track of changing them. That maybe there's another report with a little more information in it that we have as a carry forward binder, or carry forward report with a little bit more other things in there. And it's easy enough to take the report we have and add those few things in, you know, as a little time capsule and tie it up for the next group that might want to open it up. Does that sound a little bit more? Yeah. Okay. I think that captures what Susie's saying too. It can have a little bit more of a personal interaction in that book. in that particular, okay. Okay, I think that's a great idea. Cheryl. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Oops, you went on to mute again. You bumped the button.
Sorry. I think it's important for people's observations, individual observations, to be available. Not just, people shouldn't have to go to the minutes. I mean, that's an awful lot to troll through. It doesn't have to be part of the report. Maybe include them as appendices, but I think they should be available.
Does she mean available?
Cheryl, do you mean available for the next group to read or to be submitted in the in an appendix with the select board?
I mean, they should be available to whoever is interested in seeing the report. If it's not, if there's no notation in the report that they are somewhere, how would people know to look for them?
I think what may be a good idea is in the report we submit to the select board, I will note that those are available in an additional report if anyone's interested, and I'll, and that they can go there and look for them if they choose to, so that they're referenced in both places. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's all I wanted to say. Yes.
Make sure they're referenced in both, or in the one select board to the second compilation of materials. Yeah. Okay. Is there any other edits or discussion in how it's set up or formatted or any other such things? I appreciate the grammatical help very much. Tim, I see your hand up.
Sorry to interrupt, and maybe you said this before I got here, but is the report that you're talking about available to read anywhere at this point?
Yeah.
It's a draft right now. Once we put it together, yes, it will be.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is it time to make a motion to approve the report to be submitted to the select board?
I think so. I would say as amended, because we've now changed a few things in there. So yeah, I think so. Does everybody feel comfortable voting on that the group? Okay. Okay.
So moved.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, I'll go around as I see pictures. Mary Jo.
Johnson, I.
Cheryl.
Hayden, aye.
Rita.
Carol, I.
Kristen.
Burgess, aye.
Susie.
Closure, aye.
And Makepeace O'Neill, aye. All right. Wow. We have come to almost an end. We survived and we did it. Okay. We do have to vote on minutes for this meeting, of course, and wonder if we want to be efficient and vote on them or have another mini meeting to do that going forward. I'm willing to take either suggestion.
I think I remember from being town clerk that when you are in the last meeting, you don't have to hold another meeting to approve the minutes. Can't remember what they called that, but I don't think we really need to. I'm just going to put in these minutes who attended, a little bit of the discussion about the availability of comments in a separate document that's the binder, and then that the group approved forward the report to the select board as amended. Is there anything else somebody wants covered in this? Those are the things we decided on.
I would like one thing. I'm going to call on Cheryl first, and then I'll add one thing. Cheryl, go ahead.
I just wondered, is this going to be discussed in the select board meeting?
It's on the agenda for Tuesday, the 26th.
the 25th of April,
26.
26th of April. I won't be able to come. I have a rehearsal and we have a performance that upcoming weekend.
Okay, but
I'm really sorry. I wanted to be at that meeting.
it probably won't be discussed at length, right? It's going to be received. Is it going to be? Yeah, that's the point of handing it over. It gets handed over.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to submit some comments to the select board, that would always be helpful, Cheryl.
I was actually thinking more of, I mean, I'm the one who did a lot of the data mushing around. And I just thought it would be good for me to be available if anybody had questions. I mean, I tried to be complete in the discussion of where the numbers came from and what they meant, but that doesn't mean that when people read it, they're going to understand. Of course, I do know that 2 of the 3 select people already know what's happening, so I'm probably overthinking this.
And we do know Eric saw the PowerPoint that we had done, so we had sent him that piece. Rita, did you have a plan for the agenda for this particular item?
No,
I
you
don't-
know, I was assuming that, and we have a lot on the Tuesday night agenda. So I was assuming it was more of a, you know, I think as Susie said, a handoff of the report and deciding about whether or not, sort of what the next steps are. And if there was any further discussion that needed to happen at another select board meeting, or if we were just going to accept it and then move on in terms of the police department at another meeting, not Tuesday night.
All right, so that's, I guess it, thinking about that is decided to discuss it, we would invite the PSG members if they wanted to attend. Rita? To the, you know, the
Yes.
later meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that, right,
That sounds-
because we will not all have, well, I've read it, you read it. Eric probably would not have read and digested it, and, you know, there might be something that we want to do at a future meeting.
That sounds good to me. So the one thing that I did want to say was I wanted to thank everyone here in person. Well, not in person, kind of in person, but
On TV.
everyone that has attended routinely, the police department, all of our officers that were patient with us as we worked through this and kept up their daily activities while we were doing all this. I really appreciate all of that from all of you. Rita, Susie, Mary Jo, Melody, who I know isn't here, Cheryl, for all of their work, putting work together, Mike Grinsky for giving us the items that he gave us, and Gary and Rachel and Tim for showing up and giving all of their input and helping us with that, and Susan Rice for coming and giving us input all the way along. You guys have been an important part as well to this process, and we appreciate you guys for that. And April, you too, for popping in when you could. I appreciate that too. So I just want to make sure we took a moment to thank everybody for their work and time in a meeting, and the stress that it might have caused everyone in some way or another. For an apology for that, but thank you all for sticking with us. We've learned a lot. I think we've made a very good report. I think we have good information to pass on for the next generations if they start going through this process. So thank you all. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Rachel, Cheryl. I don't know.
I just think that we should have an informal meeting of those who want somewhere over coffee where we can just chat and not have to just talk about issues.
That idea. I like that idea. That's a great idea. Anybody else like that idea? Shake their head. Yes,
Sure.
no.
Yeah.
All right. Rachel, I see your hand too.
I too would like to thank the police study group for all of, this has been a very, very long process. I mean, I think we've been in on these meetings since, I think it's September. So I just want to thank everybody. It's a huge amount of time and commitment and work that you did. And I'm going to look forward to seeing this report. I was wondering where it would be posted, or is it going to be posted on the police department study group?
Yep, we'll
page?
put it on the police website. Yep, we'll do it once I put together the edits from tonight and then all the documents, so it's a PDF, and I'll get it to Becky so it can be put up online. It's a big one. It was hard to send it even as a Word document to everybody. So,
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Kristen. Oh,
I
Cheryl
just-
and Kristen.
No, I was just waving to Rachel.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Kristen.
Kristen.
I just officially want to thank all of the officers that have been incredibly patient through this process, and have been incredibly understanding, picking up slack where I needed to put extra work into the process and helping me out with that. So to all of my officers, thank you all so very much for everything that you continue to do and all the patience that you give us, and your service to the community is outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Great, April.
I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank the chair of this committee for brokering this through. I haven't seen the document, but from what I've seen of your work over the years, I'm sure it's phenomenal. And I'm sure it took a lot of time, and thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, April. Rita.
Yeah, I would say the same thing to you, Melissa, to Kristen, to the officers, and to all the committee members. There was a lot of time. It was painful at times, but I think we came out the other end with much more knowledge and understanding. And I certainly feel that way about both the police department and its functions, but also about the community. And I think going through that process of doing the survey was really important. And we had a phenomenal, return and got, a lot of feedback. And so it gives me a level of confidence going into the future about sort of what the town really wants in terms of policing. So I know it was hard on the officers, hard on Kristen, but we really appreciate your endurance and your patience. So yeah, it was long, it was tedious, but I think we came out the other end with some really good information.
And I'd also like to thank one other person for keeping us all straight, which is Becky. Keeping us scheduled on time, sort of, as much as we could. And in a hybrid meetings, this is the first group to use the hybrid meeting arrangement, and very successfully. And it was a big part to Becky's doing. So.
Well, this is the first meeting I set up without Melissa, so that tells you who really was behind the hybrid meetings. It was Melissa.
Passing that on for the next generation.
Yes, yes.
Susie.
I think in addition to what Rita said, or maybe just to emphasize one thing, is the survey and the understanding that I gained affirms the police department, their behavior, their roles, their responsibility, and their earnestness. And that affirmation should carry into their day-to-day work with the town, because I think at times it felt like they weren't being affirmed as our police department. But I would say the survey and our understanding affirms our support for the police department.
Thank
I
you,
agree.
police department.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, is there any other comments from anybody? You're welcome to comment if you'd like. Otherwise, I think this is the fastest PSG meeting we've had, and we could adjourn. Susie, your hand is up.
Do you want a motion to adjourn?
Wait a second, Susie's trying to say
I
something.
think we just say we approve the minutes as.
Oh, we approve, okay,
discussed.
okay.
I think that was a motion. Susie?
Is that a motion, Susie?
Oh, yeah, that's an
Second.
emotion.
Second. I second that.
All those in favor, and I'll call on as I see the pictures going from the bottom. Kristen?
Burgess, aye.
Okay, Mary Jo?
Johnson, I.
Cheryl?
Hayden, I.
Rita?
Carol, I.
Our glorious minute takers, Susie?
Mosher, aye.
And Makepeace O'Neill, aye. Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Sec.
Go backwards. All in favor, Rita?
Carol, I.
Susie?
Mosher, aye.
Cheryl?
Hayden, I.
Mary Jo?
Johnson, I.
Kristen?
I'll miss you all. Burgess, aye.
And Makepeace O'Neill, aye. I'm sure we'll see each other here or there. I'm sure. Okay, thank you all very much, everybody. I think we can give ourselves a round of applause for finishing.
Yay.
Hey, we did it.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Get your
Good
nice.
evening. Enjoy, the sun is still out. Thank
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night.
everyone.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, Cheryl. Good
Bye.
night, Mary Jo. Mary Jo.